What a joy it is to be the 14th concert of the day at this, the 24th annual Invitational Wind Ensemble Festival here at Cal State Fullerton. I am Dr. Dustin Barr, I'm the director of bands here, and this has to be, I think, my favorite event of the entire year. We have had 12 performances today by visiting groups, 11 high schools, 1 middle school. I heard every single one. They were outstanding. Many of them are in the audience tonight. Please give yourselves and the other bands who performed around. course, they would not be here if not for the wonderful music educators in our community who are doing exceptional work. Please, a round of applause. I do want to keep my comments brief, but I do want to acknowledge one other set of people, and those are the people who have been serving as the adjudicators and clinicians for the festival. I will announce all three of them and then ask that you hold your applause until all of them have been announced. We have from Riverside City College, Professor Kevin Mays, from Cal Baptist, Dr. Brent Levine, and from the University of Redlands, Dr. Giovanni Santos. We are the concluding ensemble tonight, and then we're going to do it all again tomorrow with another 12 visiting groups. Our program tonight for the CSUF Wind Symphony is, the theme of the program is Crossing Lines. And the opening piece that began with Turina's La Procesión del Rocío is about a Spanish festival, a very traditional festival that is rooted in the Catholic Church, and that the music that you heard in a way crosses two lines, in that this festival is centered around this idea of a very solemn and religious ceremony, and we hear that in some of the slow processional music, but also there are elements of it that are more of a kind of a party, a fiesta, if you will. So it crosses kind of into both territories. But I also introduced that for a very specific reason, because we will be crossing a line this summer as the CSUF Wind Symphony embarks on an international tour to Spain. We are very excited about that possibility and this upcoming trip. And the next piece that we will perform for you is a American Western from a movie, Silverado. One of the places we will be visiting in Spain is a place called Almeria. And in Almeria, ironically, they film a lot of Westerns. Even a lot of American Westerns have been filmed there. So we are highlighting that connection, that crossing that border, by playing a Western soundtrack while we visit Almeria, and we were also performing it for you tonight. To conduct this piece is graduate conducting student Emma Johnson. Please welcome her to the stage as she performs with the Wind Symphony, Bruce Broughton's Silverado. As I mentioned, the theme of our concert today is Crossing Lines, and the next piece is called El Muro. It is by a composer, which translates, by the way, to The Wall. It is by Ricardo Lorenz. Ricardo is a dear friend of mine, a very talented composer. In fact, he, just a few weeks ago, was commissioned by the LA Phil to present a brand new 30-minute work with the Los Angeles Philharmonic. And while he was in town, I knew that he'd been invited to do that. We started talking about doing one of his pieces here so that while he was in LA, we could also have him come and visit and work with us on this wonderful composition. So we welcomed him a few weeks ago. We had an outstanding session with him, and we're really excited to present this piece for you tonight. Lorenz writes in the score, and talked to us about this when he came, that he grew up in Venezuela, and around, almost every home there were makeshift walls that were constructed, and he kind of described them into makeshift fortresses. And he has since kind of contemplated, what do walls do? They divide, they create barriers, they can create boundaries. Sometimes they think they're protecting us, sometimes they're keeping out beauty on the other side. And so this piece very much is this idea of walls. Sometimes it is a sonic wall, a kind of a sound, a wall, a massive sound, often built around kind of Latin American dance tunes. At other times, he's contemplating on the idea of walls more philosophically. In fact, at the very end of the piece, it is almost as though we pound the wall so hard that it tumbles down to reveal the hidden beauty on the other side. Please enjoy Ricardo Lorenz's El Muro.